You're listening to Parasearch Radio, news, views and reviews from the world of the paranormal from across the UK and beyond. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web. Parasearch UK Radio. Parasearch Radio, broadcasting to the UK and beyond.
The views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Parasearch Radio or its affiliates and sponsors. Listener discretion is advised. You're listening to Kerry Greenaway and Mark Manley on the Dark Mirror Paranormal Show, only on Parasearch Radio.
Good evening and welcome to the Dark Mirror Paranormal Show. It's your Friday evening fun and frivolities on the frivolics. Oh, God, I've already started. It is Friday night and we bring you lots of fun. As always in the studio, I have my lovely Mark Manley. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening. How is everybody? Are you moving very quickly there, Kerry? Like zip, zip, zip?
And we have the lovely Kaz Rooney. Good evening, Kaz.
Good evening.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness, what a night. Already?
Kaz was actually round our house day before yesterday. Weren't you?
The poor girl. Poor girl.
Cups of tea. She was fine.
Anyway, what are we talking about tonight? Oh, I'm actually shouting at people privately now as well. What are we talking about tonight, guys? Sorry. Auras.
Yeah.
I always want to go, when we say aura. I have no idea why.
Turn the camera round, so turn the camera around so it's looking at the doorway, and I will stand the other side of the doorway, get the black and white cat, start at the bottom, go as I lift the cat slowly up the door.
Oh my goodness me! Good evening, Anan. Oh dear, we've got Anan Celeste in the. Please, Anan. This is a fun show. This is like, I'm a little worried, Kaz. Anan's in the chat room, and Carl Hutchinson is in the chat room as well already. Good evening, guys. We're talking auras. So, okay, Kaz, what's an aura, darling?
Do you want the actual definition?
Go on, go for a definition.
Okay. The definition of an aura is the distinctive atmosphere or quality that seems to surround and be generated by a person, thing or place. In spiritualism and some forms of alternative medicine, a supposed emanation surrounding the body of a living creature and regarded as an essential part of the individual.
Emanations.
Yes.
Emanation.
Oh dear, Dr.
You've
Evil's
got to say in the... Thank you. I shall call him Mini-Me. Emanation from my bottom.
Okay, so
carry on.
We've all been to spiritual fairs where there's this guy or lady with a photography, with a photo thing. Try a camera. Oh, stop it with the zips.
What? Are you talking about Corellian photography?
No, this is aura photography, where you sit in front of a camera and you get your photograph taken, and it's these pretty colours around you. Pretty colours. And then somebody sits there and they read your aura, depending on the colours, basically.
I've seen a lot of auras in London, especially at night, and they're normally on street corners and say, "I've had a bad night, 20 quid." But I normally tell them to bugger off. But they were many colours as well.
My goodness, Mark, you do go off on weird thought patterns, don't you?
Really does, doesn't he?
Hey, what do you expect?
Well, this is true. It is Friday night. Now, okay, so I've had mine done.
I haven't. I've never had mine done.
Because I was quite interested to see what they would say and how they would read my aura. Apparently, I had dark energy.
Well, because you sit there and put your boss hat on and then tell everybody they're going on a naughty step and, jack boots, whips and everything like that. And it's like, okay, all right.
Well, it has to be done sometimes. Keep your lot in order. It's not an easy job, but somebody has to do it. That's all I can say.
We all know it's not an easy job because at the end of the day, you have bottles of wine in the kitchen and a gimp in the cupboard, and that's it. You're happy after that.
Mate, I need those bottles of wine. Not so much the gimp, clearly, but, I need those bottles of wine. So, yeah, apparently I had dark energy attached to me.
Has anybody seen my aura?
No.
No.
Well, Andy M in the chat room had said he had black, which apparently I have a list of colour meanings in front of me tonight. It pertains to pulling, capturing, and transforming energy. It indicates an unforgiving nature to self or others, past life problems, unreleased anger, grief, or health problems. Andy M. Oh, it's all I can say.
Well, to be absolutely honest, ladies and gentlemen, as I've just said in the chat room, you just heard it there from Kerry. Listen to that explanation and put it down to her dark energy as well. I rest my case.
This is from the Psychic Library. I got this information for the different colours from. And there's like a plethora. Oh, got that word in there.
That's a good word for you.
I know, I love that word.
Plethora.
A plethora of different meanings for different colours. So, guys, if you are in the chat room or you're listening, come into the chat room and let me know what colour your came up if you've had aura photography done before. What do we actually think about aura photography, guys? What do we think? What are we thinking about auras? Do people have auras?
Yeah.
I reckon everybody's got an aura.
Yeah.
I do think everybody's got an aura because from my point of view, I don't work with like...
oh, sorry.
Lovely. Would you like some lung butter with that?
Sorry.
Because I... Ladies and gentlemen, Kerry's falling to bits.
Right. Falling to pieces. Carry on.
Because I work with energy in my field of things, but I'm not necessarily sure it's spiritual energy, but I work with chi. So I don't know if that's spiritual energy or not. I think that because of the energy you give off, you're going to have some sort of radiation emanating from you, and it's going to come out as a colour aura, so to speak. So, I reckon that's why you get them. And you've got meridians that flow up and down your body, so you've got energy that flows everywhere, so why not?
Okay, Kaz.
Well, basically, we're all made up of energy, aren't we? So that energy, if it's radiating out and people can pick up the vibration of your energy, then it makes sense that there's colour that goes with it. That's picked up on too.
Okay. Well,
sorry, I'm being ground up by a pug. Go away!
A JD colour. Cars is a JD colour. That would be what? Honey colour? Honey. Let's see if we can find honey colour on this list. Can we say that's yellow? Would we go yellow on that?
Yeah.
Yellow. I've got some actually dark yellow with tinges of brown. You're a student. You feel pressured to achieve your goals and score high on tests. You've lost your love of learning and studying has become a tiresome chore. Also, you have a penchant for, what's that? Whiskey.
Whiskey, yeah. See, mine says that yellow is the colour of awakening optimism, easygoing nature, inspiration and intelligence. Which, if you've had plenty of JD, then that's pretty accurate, actually, isn't it? See, my view on this is I do think we have an energy field that surrounds us. Because when you're in, like, I've used this quite an awful lot. When you're in a supermarket...
come and get a dog!
I do apologise for Mark screaming down the microphone at everybody there.
And I thought that was muted. I am so sorry.
That just burst my eardrum.
Oh,
my
my
God. When you're in a supermarket and someone stands too close to you, it's an invasion of your personal space and you feel it. Even if they haven't touched you, it's uncomfortable. Yeah? So unless you've invited somebody into your personal energy space, whether or not that transfers into colour that you can record by photography, I know Carly. Carly says that hurt her ears too. Naughty.
Her ears what?
Yeah.
You shouting hurt Carly's ears, so you need to apologise to Carly.
Carly, I'm terribly sorry that your ears are very sensitive tonight.
But whether or not that can transfer to colours in regards to being able to photograph that, I doubt that. I don't kind of buy into that. I find it interesting. Yeah, you're in my aura. Yeah, that's what I say. You're in my aura. Get out my aura. But yeah, you know, whether or not that you could, you know, take a picture of that, I find it very interesting in regards to how they read the colours that come out. And lots of people do it. I mean, God, the last MBS I was at, that photographer did not stop all day.
Wow.
Oh God, Andy's in the chat room. Andy's in the chat room doing his usual. It's absolute awfulness. I can't use the word you used, Andy.
Oh my God.
Okay, so what do we think? Where did this come from to start with? Where did this help? Because in the spiritual metaphysical field, auras, aura reading, and being trained to read auras, and people say they can see auras, and, you know, it's a massive, massive thing in the spiritual field, isn't it?
I can tell you how Carillion photography started, or how it came about.
Mm-hmm.
1939, two Czechs. This is a very unchecked name. S. Pratt and J. Schlemmer published photographs showing a glow around leaves. The same year, Russian electrical engineer Semyon Carillion and his wife Valentina developed Carillion photography. After observing a patient in Krasnodar Hospital who was receiving medical treatment from a high-frequency electrical generator, they noticed that when the electrodes were brought near the patient's skin, there was a glow similar to that of a neon discharge tube. So that's how that started.
That's true. Do you need a camera to do it?
That's why it's called Carillion photography.
Not necessarily, because you can use a photographic film that's placed on top of a metal plate. Then the object that is to be photographed can be placed on top of that film. And
I was just reading that.
To create the initial exposure, high voltage current is applied to the metal plate. Then the electrical coronal discharge between the object and the metal plate is captured on the film.
And there you have it.
There you go, guys. Off you go with your photographic plates and your high electrical currents.
But is it
boom.
the same?
It is,
it
yeah.
the same?
That is exactly what it is. Because Kirlian photography is actually different from aura photography. Actually.
So what aura photography?
Aura is where it's showing colours around a person. Kirlian photography you can do on anything, and it will show like a glowing light surrounding the object.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a living object. They were able to do this on inanimate objects as well as on animate.
Oh dear.
Oh, the tech terms are coming out tonight. We're so okay on this, aren't we?
Oh dear. I don't know. Let's speed the show up a bit. Zip, zip, zip. Right, let's have a look.
Will you stop it with the zip, zip, zips? You're trying to make me corpse again, aren't you? It's trying to make me corpse, everybody. I've moved on from the zip, zip, zips.
Really? You've moved on from the zip, zip, zip. There you go. You heard it.
Oh, dearie me. Anyway, where were we? However, I would like to say this has been, what's the word? Debunked.
That's it. Go on then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, because you could get this, and I'm going to use air quotes, energy field being photographed by this Kirlian photography, the spiritual field jumped on this And this sort of hit really in the 70s, and it's sort of taken it forward from there. But it is quite, it's been looked at quite a lot. And it's not actually recording. Everyone thinks it's the life energy that's being captured. Everyone automatically assumed it was the life energy or the the vital life source that comes out of us. So even then, when you die, your vital life source gradually disappears off. But that doesn't explain why an inanimate object would have this glow or energy signature surrounding it. So what they did was they looked at this. Now it's actually to do with water.
It's the force. That's what it is.
It's not. It's to do with water, believe it or not.
Go on.
Because, and I'm going to read this, the high voltage frequency applied to the metal plate rips the electrons off of atoms. The air around the photographed object becomes ionised. If that air contains any water, the resulting image will show the glowing silhouette around the object, which scientists, scientific term coming up everybody, actually call a corona plasma discharge. No one likes a discharge.
No, especially not too early.
And they worked this out. They used the leaf thing. We talked about the leaf thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone laughs it when I say debunked. It's
that's your...
Yeah, see, scientific terms, Ashley, on a Friday night for once.
It's nothing to do with like aliens or anything. Sorry, aliens.
Even Kaz is sighing.
I'm just asking, merely, purely, because the listeners out there like them.
There you go. There's a question. Do aliens have an aura?
I would imagine they would. I would imagine it's not the same as ours.
So what would it be, green?
An alien aura, let me think. Ooh, an alien aura would probably look like a bunch of mushy peas floating around them. I don't know.
Okay, so we'll go with green then, yeah?
Yeah, I am green.
Well, apparently green is a comfortable and healthy colour of nature. It represents balance, growth, change, depicts a love of people, animals and nature.
And it's normally found within the aura of healers, teachers and people who work for the public good.
Well, they're not very nice, though, aliens, are they? They go along and do animal mutilation, and then they come around and, nick people and do experiments on them, allegedly. And that's not very loving of nature and people and animals, is it?
No, it's not at all.
No, it's the equivalent of the Goon Show. Yeah, I think we can go with that, Andy.
I personally think that... can you just 1 second? I have a daughter who's appeared and trying to shove something in my face.
Oh, it's
right.
It's getting violent over in the Mark Manny household. Oh my God! You are live on air. Remember, it could be used in evidence against you in a court of law.
What? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything at all. Right. Aliens molesting animals. Aliens molesting animals. Yeah, I can.
I didn't say molesting. I said whatever the word was that I used. Slashing and experimenting.
Slashing?
No, I can't concentrate tonight. We're supposed to be talking auras, not animal mutilation. That's the word, animal mutilation. Oh my God, it gets harder every week, everybody. I'm so hard done by over here. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna cry.
Well, there you go. Last week it was all about zip, zip, zips, and today you heard it yourself, folks, live on there. Kerry said it gets harder every week. So there you go. She loves the show.
Oh, God. Right, okay, from now on I'm cancelling the Dark Mirror show until I can control Mark Manley.
That's never going to happen.
Oh, my God. Look, auras, keep on topic. My God, is it so difficult?
I've got one for you, an aura for you. Eminem talks about purple haze, which we all know purple haze is a type of herbage. But purple hues, what are purple hues?
Well, we have lots of different. We've got indigo, violet or lavender. What one would you like?
I can't see lavender on my thing here, so let's hear the lavender one.
The colour denotes vision, imagination and daydreaming.
That'd be me. That would be me. Anybody who can see me on camera, tell me what my aura is.
So, right, Kaz, how do you see someone's aura?
Some people don't always see it. Some people feel it.
So how can you feel colour?
Right, a good tip. No, but you can pick up their energy, which is their aura. It's the energy and the vibration they're giving out. You can pick it up. So it's just you're picking up their aura. But not everybody sees it as colours. Some people don't see colours at all.
Well, let's do a live thing tonight, because I can't do any of this stuff whatsoever. You know, my thing is all the different types of paranormal and techie stuff. But we all know that we Kaz and we Kerry have supernatural powers. They have
I wouldn't say that.
powers. We are talking Twilight Zone with these two. So, can you see an aura with me, or can you feel an aura with me? Hey, look at that! Or can you feel an aura with me? Be careful. Let's see if we can put it out there. Let's see live there. Can you see or feel something?
Yeah, I agree with you, Richard. We should change the name of the show. No. I can't see an aura with you.
No.
I don't mean that. I'm.
No. I know.
I can't see auras. I can. When I work. See, when you work, it's different for everybody how they work. And I know that there are workshops that you can go to and stuff like this to work on seeing and feeling auras and stuff like that. But I would imagine. I don't do physical healing, so I don't work in that way. I don't know. I can't pinpoint. Like someone said to me the other day, "You're a psychic medium." No, I'm not. I wouldn't like to name or tag myself anything, but apparently, if you hold your hand up,
right, hold your hand up against a light coloured wall. Okay, it's got to be a light colour, like cream or white or something like that. But when you're looking for an aura, you're not looking hard at your hand. You've got to soften your gaze, so you're kind of looking past it, and you'll start to see the outline around the fingers. It takes practice, but you start to see the outline.
I've got a light wall behind me. I'm going to try it now.
I was going to say, everybody in the chat room, if you've got a light coloured wall, hold your hand up and see if you can see an aura. I mean, it does take practice, Kaz has just said, so I don't expect miracles out of this experiment. But I've got a light coloured wall, and I'm just seeing.
If you don't look straight at it, you can see something on the edges. But mine's like very dark purple, very dark purple. And it's, as Carly said, let your eyes go out of focus. It's like looking at one of those weird pictures, isn't it?
But isn't that just? But wouldn't that just be something to do, like, because your eyes are like the most unreliable organ in your body. Really?
If you can do it with your hand, like I said, it takes practice. I can't do it. I'm in a bright pink kitchen, as you know.
She's got a bright pink aura, everybody.
Well, it's kind of like if you're looking at something, but do you know that way you kind of go in a daydream? Or you're not really focusing, you're looking just past something. That's when you'll see it. It does practice, but if you can do it with your hand, then you can try it with plants and you can try it with different things.
Well, Blue,
I must admit,
Paul Rook, he's in the chat room. I hope he feels better now. As you all know, he had a bit of an accident last weekend and hurt himself quite badly. He's seeing blue, bless him. It pertains to the throat and the thyroid. It is a cool, calm and collected colour, producing caring, loving, sensitive and intuitive energies.
Oh, very cool. What about dark purple?
That might be indigo-y, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, apparently that pertains to the third eye and the pituitary.
Pituitary.
That's the one.
Pituitary, yeah.
The gland. It is the colour of deep feeling, intuition and sensitivity. That's not you, babe. Sorry.
Wow, that's so wrong. I tell you, I'd just like to say one thing with the chat room and certain people out there making out I'm some sort of sexual deviant and coming out with all these things. I'm actually not in real life, so
He saves it
Don't
all for the
say
Friday
that
night
about me.
paranormal show.
Yeah, I do. I save it all for the Friday night paranormal show. Because in real life, I'm actually a vicar. I am a vicar, so be careful what you're saying.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Well, look at Carly. She just said, "I love it when I see someone's aura get bigger." You give me the material to work with. There you go. That's all I'll say.
God.
Carly likes seeing it get bigger. Well,
Terry.
yes.
Terry.
Yes, darling.
Carly's saying in the chat room she's trying the experiment and she says she's seeing green at the moment. So what's green?
Well, shades of green, because I've done green, just green for aliens. Shades of green is a healer, loving person, communication, heartfelt, creative, muddy green, a muddy green. Oh, okay.
Like khaki, yeah.
Khaki I would go with. That is jealousy, victim, blaming others, insecurity, sensitive to criticism, lacking personal responsibility. I know who should have that colour. But yeah, emerald green is a healer, loving person.
What about rainbow?
Oh, a rainbow. Bear with me. Let me see if we've got rainbows on here. Oh, yes, we do. We have rainbows.
Yeah, there's 2 types of rainbows. I can see 2 types anyway.
What? Who with?
Brilliant.
Is that off the bottle? Sorry, Mark.
No. I can see on here on my list there's 2 types: brilliant coloured stripes or pale rainbow colours.
Well, I'm on my list. It just says rainbow stripes emanating as beams of light from the hand, head or body can indicate a healer.
Okay.
Okay, so
Pretty
Carl
much what it
Hutchinson is seeing green and red. Well, I've read. Yes, I've read the red. No, I've read the green. Oh my God, I'm getting confused. Oh my God. I've read green, but now I need to find red. Where are you, red? Oh, red pertains to circulation, the heart and physical body. A dense colour. It attracts...
Do you know what? It does work. It does work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me read Carl's. It attracts or repels in a positive light. Red energy is a healthy ego. In a negative light, red energy can give way to anger, unforgiving, anxiety, or nervousness.
Or Jack Daniels.
Or a Jack Daniels, yeah. Gold. Ashley Nibb is in the chat room. He's got gold. I'm so not going to read this. This will so feed his ego. All right, I'll read it. God. All right, Ashley. God. It pertains to divine protection and enlightenment. Someone with this aura is encased in divine guidance and has wisdom.
Oh, there you go.
And has wisdom, inner peace, intuition, and spiritual thinking. We don't call him the prof for nothing, you know. Auntie M, if you've got indigo pink with blue splodges, then we need to take you to see a psychotherapist. Oh, sorry, you are one.
Yeah.
It's time for your monthly. It's time for your monthly makeover, whatever they call it. I don't know. Indigo pink with blue splodges. Oh my God. Oh, I love it when Andy M's in the chat room on a Friday.
What's sort of like brilliant white going into like yellow? What's that?
God, I'm just going to go through the bloody colour spectrum here. White. White pertains to reflecting other energies and protection, and it can signal a new energy in the aura, truth, purity, angelic qualities, and a healthy individual. If there are flashes or sparkles of white light, angels are near. That's what I am, white.
When I did the hand thing then, there you go, look, see it again.
I think, I mean, we all know, as I said earlier, the eye is one of the most unreliable. You got to love the chat room tonight. They went on fire. The chat room.
Yeah, yes.
The eye. We're talking about the eye. Is one of the most unreliable organs. Oh, that was Clash of the Titans.
That's right, yeah.
Give me the we must get the eye off him.
Oh dear. I think Ashley may well have been looking it up online to get the best colour in the world before
May I
he
say one
posted.
I'll say one thing. To the chat
You
room,
may.
to those of you who have sent me messages and everything, I'm absolutely fine. Thank you very much for all your messages and your kind words. I've got cancer for the 6th time again. Only tiny, very small operation. Thank you ever so much, everybody. It's very nice to know I'm appreciated. So there you go. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to
I just
interrupt
want to say
me
thank you to everybody. That's all right.
I tell you, your
Thank you.
mind is
Yeah.
just like, it goes off in tangents. It's like here, and
I-
then it goes
as
off.
I said to
They
my
moan
daughter,
at my
I have
research
never-
methods.
I've never grown up.
You haven't, have you?
No, and I've got I always have loads of pages open with all information about the topic of the show we're doing at hand. So I know, I know me stuff.
Well, you know the internet stuff.
To be fair, though, there's a lot of shows we've done now, to be fair, where I do know what I'm talking about.
I
Which is
know.
very
I
rare,
know. Oh my God, a little sensitive, I feel. Which colour should that be? Oh, what was that colour? Sensitive?
It had something to do with the boss telling you off earlier and saying she was going to put me on a naughty step, and that I got quite aroused over that.
Twice this week I've had to put you on the naughty step. It's not just the first time this week, is it, Mark?
I'm going to put you over my knee one day, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I enjoy that crap, so, it won't really work. Anyway, back to the eye, before we went off on another tangent. The eye is the most unreliable organ in the human body, and if you stare at something long enough, your retina actually goes lazy and will give you colours. We all know that when we've been on paranormal investigations, you see mists in the dark and we think, oh my God, it's a spooky spirit. And it's not necessarily. It could be something to do with your eye that's actually trying to, get the light thing bouncing off the thing in the back of the eye that doesn't quite work properly, and it causes colour mists. The Red Room show now. It's the other channel. Mark keeps going on about the other channel. But do you know what I mean? So can we rely on when we see auras, in inverted commas, everybody, that what we're seeing is actually real?
You practice looking for them.
But you've also, because a lot of people with the seeing colours, and colourblind and this, that, and the other, it's to do with the cones in your eye, in the pupil, isn't it? And you have a set amount of cones. No, you have a set amount of cones that can see certain colour spectrums, but there are some people who have extra cones and they can see all these weird and funky colours coming off of everything, including people. So I'm trying to get that, you were saying about the eye is like one of the worst things. So there you go.
I know, the most technical explanation of eyes and peripheral vision ever. Actually, just put that in. Yeah, we're really good at physiology, aren't we, on this show? But colourblind people can't see colours at all.
But they can. They see the wrong
can't,
colour.
just not the way we do.
And some people can't. Yeah. And how you see a red may be different to how I see a red.
I'm
You can't
colourblind
explain
on
colour,
certain
can you?
shade. Yeah, blue and green. Certain shades look the same to me. So yeah.
I mean, I think you've only got to remember those tests you used to do at school. Do you remember those tests?
Oh God, the ink blot test.
Yeah.
They were like two different colour spots. They were like spotties, weren't they? And you had to see a number
That's
or
right,
something
yeah.
in the colours, and that's how they determined whether or not you were colourblind, or, if there was, I don't know, something to do with your eyes anyway. Which shows people how unreliable your eyes are.
I just
Yes.
sort of theme tuned Shaft, and thank you very much, Mr. Carl Hutchinson. That's going around in my head now, and yeah, thanks for that.
How does that go then?
I'm
Wow,
not
chicka,
going to do it
wow,
because
wow.
then every no. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Yeah. That one. Hello, children.
Anyway, so
And the TV's just switched on. That's weird. There you go. Paranormal show. My TV's just switched on in the background. How the flipping heck do I turn
Spooky.
it? Right, there you go. Turned it off. See if it turns on again.
oh gosh,
Right.
he had to bring Sai into it.
What?
Ashley has actually said, so are we physically seeing colours of auras, or are we feeling the aura and our mind adds the information?
We're seeing the
Kaz?
ghost of colours.
Kaz?
Well, some people, this is what I'm trying to explain though. You keep going on about colours. And when people see auras, they're seeing colours. Not everybody sees colours. Sometimes they just see the shimmering haze and there's no colour. But they can see the haze around the aura, around the body or whatever, but they're not seeing a colour. Not everybody sees colour.
Is that like a heat haze when you look at that and it shimmers? Is it a similar sort of thing?
Kind of, yeah.
Because
I've
when
got friends, and she doesn't see colour, but she sees auras. She just sees it as a haze, but she doesn't see colours.
Okay, that's interesting. Because as you know, I work with chi, and if I work with somebody else's chi, I can feel it. Can't see it or anything like that, but I can feel it. And the only way to describe it is it's like weird, very mild pins and needles in my fingers or whatever I'm using, ladies, to work with somebody's chi. And it's weird. So it might be similar to that.
Well, you've played with my chi before, haven't you?
I have done, but that was another time and another show. And if you play your cards right, we'll do it again. All right.
He gave me a cheeky wink. There was a cheeky wink tongue out emoji going on there. No, Mark, you did the chi thing, didn't you? Tell me about the chi thing.
Right. Long story short, I studied 13 martial arts. I'm black belt in 8, master in 4, and then I spent 7 years developing my own martial art that anybody could do, ready or disabled, tall, short, thin, fat, man, woman, strong, weak. That's why I'd made one. But because I used chi and I used to do nerve techniques and ninjutsu, and in ninjutsu and certain types of it, you can learn what's called black medicine and white medicine, and I've done both. And I've learned a lot of Tai Chi Chuan stuff from a Tai Chi master, and I've incorporated that. And basically, I can feel your chi, I can feel your energy. And as you know yourself, I showed you, I can take your energy out of you. Not out of your whole body, but out of, like, parts of your body. I can put it back in. I can put my energy in you for good, or I can put my energy in you for bad reasons. I can get rid of, like, headaches and the odd ache and pain of things. I'm quite good with that. But there's the black medicine side of it, where you sort of turn your chi into smoke. And you can see that, you can visualize it, and it's all different shades of smoke. And you use that for the bad side of it, but I tend not to do that because I'm a good guy. But you can feel with the black medicine, you can see it. With the white side of it, you can feel it.
It was, I have to say, when we was playing around with chi, it was quite was playing around. Is that the right terminology for that? So you can't really play around with it. Yeah, we was playing around with chi one night, as you do when you come around for a cup of tea around my house, or a few glasses of vodka. And we get out to all sorts. And it was interesting.
I enjoyed it because I don't come from the spiritual side of things. I literally just come from the martial side, and it was nice showing somebody who's not done side of it, that side of it, my side of it. And then, because like when we've done when Carrie Ann was there as well, and we did the human pendulum, and she said she could feel my energy straight away when I used my chi, and it went boom inside, didn't it?
Yeah.
Aye.
Hey, Kaz.
What?
Oh, she's lost the train of thought completely.
Not the serious winking that I'm doing at the camera.
I know. You threw me with the serious winking. He doesn't normally wink at me. He normally fists. No, he doesn't do that. Shakes his fist at me was where I was going with that thought pattern. Oh, my God.
Dear God.
Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I just add, I do not fist Kerry, okay? No matter what she's dreaming about or talking about, that gives it. next week. Bloody elephant. I don't know.
Shakes his fist at me. No, honestly, that's where I was going with that. Oh my God, I can't corpse this early in a show. Oh my, anyway, any colours? Back to colours. Let's go back to something I've got in front of me. Oh my God. Yes, Carl, that's the Thursday night after show party.
Sorry, what?
Oh dear, little private joke there between me and Carl Hutchinson. Okie dokes. So where are we with this then? Are we? Well, I don't know, because I have to say, in regards to auras, bearing in mind I work in a very, very spiritual front. I usually don't listen to this show and think I'm spiritual at all, because you so come out the other side of it thinking, no, not really. And pull myself together. Yes, I buy into this, because I do think everyone has an individual energy signature. I do think that is, possibly what medium, psychic, sensitives, healers link into when they're doing readings or they're doing healing sessions or something like that. I think there's a lot more interaction between a person rather than the spirit world, although I do also believe in a spirit world. Cheeky wink, Carl. Then I do believe in a spirit world. I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah, well, I don't. We wouldn't do our jobs if we didn't, because I do. Kaz does. A lot of other people do.
Yeah, but I also think there's a lot of interaction between people, and I think that has got a lot to do with the personal energy signatures that people have.
Yeah.
Do we say personal energy signature is the same as an aura?
I think an aura may possibly be to do with it, but it may be like a byproduct of it.
Kaz?
I think aura, the best way I can describe it is it's your energy and it's your vibration. You're giving that out, and to some people they pick that up as either a haze or as a colour of which represents the energy you're giving out.
But do you think it might be like part and parcel of like I say, with me, I don't work with auras and things like that. I work with chi, but I know what you mean. The personal space thing. When somebody's coming in your personal space, and you just get that horrible feeling.
Yeah.
So your energy's interacting with their energy.
Yeah.
So do you think the colour things that people can see? Do you think that's a byproduct of it?
Right, there is a difference. Aura photography is where somebody's actually used a camera or a telegraphic plate or something to actually take. Sorry, this is a question in the chat room, everybody. I've gone off on a tangent. What is the difference between aura photography and drawing aura is the question. Aura photography is actually using a camera, a specialised camera that can take photographs of these colours that allegedly surround a person, or you're using what we talked about with Kirlian photography, the plates, the photographic plate, where you can get that kind of imagery. When you do an aura drawing, that's like psychic drawing, where somebody is linking into your energy signature and drawing what they are picking up. So they will use all parts of their ability, put it that way, to draw what they feel, see, sense, using all the clairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Ashley's just said, could the aura not be our personal field in which our energy, information, or consciousness may be contained, localized to our physical form? I think, sort of. Yes, sort of. That's why I say we have our own energy, but I think that the aura is like, electrical motors give off that energy, and when you put your hand near it, you can feel it. Mm-hmm. Same, that sort of thing. That's what I meant when I said it's like a byproduct. We've got our energy, and then we've got our aura that goes around us, and it's like a byproduct, but it works for the better of us. You see what I mean?
Well, see, when Ashley says that, I just see that as personal energy signature. It's unique to every single individual person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you feel people's chi, it's all different. It feels all different. Everybody's is different. Everybody's
got a special, unique energy signature. See, you have to fancy it up. It's a personal energy signature, Ashley. It's unique to everybody.
But you've got
everything.
to put as well.
Actually,
everything.
you have been put on a naughty step.
I'm putting everybody on the naughty step tonight. It's getting quite crowded on there tonight.
Hang on, Richard. You could argue particles of dust and insects have auras. Digital cameras seem to be able to pick them up quite well. Oh, you naughty man, you!
Oh, he had to bring that up, didn't he? He loves his.
Yeah,
he loves...
Richard, you've got lovely orbs, mate. Tell you.
Oh my goodness me. I upset somebody today about that, but it's a different story. Maybe it's universal energy at the moment is all I can say. It's like very spiky, everybody. It's very spiky indeed. Watch that. Watch out for that indeed.
Orbs tends to trigger people very easily.
We haven't actually done a show on orbs yet. No, we
I
will
was just about to say,
not cover it on the Dark Mirror show. It's far too technical. We'd have to get somebody who knows more about things to do with cameras than we. Look, you've just heard us explain how an eye works by this thing does this thing on the back of the thing that bounces it forward to the other thing. Imagine us talking about cameras in this same word.
An insect will fly in front of a digital camera or a piece of dust, or maybe even aliens. And that
Oh,
causes you
God, he's brought aliens back into the room. This is one subject that there is literally no alien link whatsoever.
It's alien fairy dust, and they sprinkle it in front of the camera when they see that you're trying to take a photograph of a ghost.
I would be interested to see how, if you went on an investigation and you didn't have people in front of the Aura camera, that you just were taking photographs with this thing, and no aliens. If you took wouldn't it be interesting though if you took an aura photographer into a paranormal location, right? Take out the human factor, but if someone was picking up on a spirit or something like that, we then took a photograph of that area.
That's a good idea.
What would be picked up? But
that's a good idea.
If it is just Carl, I was going to ask you to come on that show. If it is to do with water ionising against whatever it is that it ionises against, it should, by rights, be picked up on the Aura camera.
I think that would be quite a good experiment to do when we do our next, because you've got to come on a
Oh, you do this
course.
every week. I've got to do this, and we're going there, and I'm going to do this, and I want to do that. Tech, yes.
But no, I was going to say you've got to come on an investigation with us, and I think that if we could get a filter or something that does that, that would be good for a lopped-off experiment.
It would be interesting to see if that would show anything, if it would pick up anything. Because if it is water, if it's to do with water in the atmosphere or how it reacts or whatever, in a very similar way to why digital photography picks up orbs, which are water particles or dust particles in the air, that is something that's not. I don't know how that would work, but it would be very, very interesting to see it working in that way in the field, in the paranormal field, I think. It might not show anything.
There you go. There you go, you two. There's an experiment we need to try when we do an investigation together.
I need to go away and find an aura photographer that will come along who's got the right equipment. It's got to have the right equipment.
Everybody needs to have... Exactly. You've got to have the right equipment.
Has Mark talked about the Winnebago trip across America yet? No, we've still got 12 minutes of the show though, Richard. We've got time for that.
And just for that, Richard, no, sod you. No.
Yes, it would be very interesting to see the results of said aura photography experimentation in the field.
It would, and I also like the fact that we got everybody to put their hands against the wall and go, "Oh, look at that!" And I think that works well with everybody as well.
What was that? Kaz, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
Was it your end?
Did anybody in the chat hear that?
It wasn't my end.
It wasn't mine.
I thought it sounded like it was Mark's end, to be fair.
This TV's not on. TV's not on, music's not on. Taylor's upstairs tidying her bedroom.
Oh.
Oh.
It's probably
Perhaps
just
on a
something to do.
Wednesday.
It's probably something to do with Skype and sound systems and stuff like that. But that was a bit strange. We all went, "Ooh, what was that?"
Why am I detecting a very much let's pick on Mark night tonight?
Well, it's usually pick on Kerry night, so it makes a change, doesn't it?
You wait, I'm going to
It means next week I'm going to be in for it. I can tell already. I can tell. So.
I wish.
I get it every week. You tell me every week. You cane me every week. So, oh, that was my son shutting the door. That was my son shutting the door. Okay, so what's Mark's end up to now? Everyone goes, it was your end.
Absolutely nothing. I haven't had beans. Okay.
So, guys, auras. Where are we?
Completely off track?
Apart from being completely off track.
We were talking about using a camera on an locked-off experiment when we do an investigation, which I actually think is a very good idea. And Carl's just said, in my mind, that has to do with what camera you use. So many different elements and so many different agreements.
Oh, I've just found an experiment that was done. Oh, God, it's got to do with James Randi. Oh, let me have a look at this one. The best aura reader in the West, it's like a cowboy film, was tested before a live audience and failed. Oh, that's hardly surprising. The Barclays Psychic Institute sent their top aura reader for a chance to win $10,000 if she could prove her powers. She agreed that the device test was fair and accurate, and it was televised on a programme. Now, James Randi put up the $10,000. He's great, old James, isn't he? The psychic was presented.
You only like him because his surname's Randy, isn't it?
No, I like him because he's got lots of money, and if I could prove any form of power, he will give it to me. The psychic was presented with about 20 people on stage, and she was asked if she could see their auras. She said she could see the auras. She said they all had one, and they emanated at least a foot or two above each person's head. The 20 aura-wearing people went off stage. The curtain was lifted, revealing a number of partitions behind which only some of the 20 people were standing. So the psychic is staring at these people, and she had to basically guess if because of the height of the aura, she had said the partition sort of stopped. So if there was an aura, she'd be able to see it above the partition, basically. Now, all she had to do to get her $10,000 was correctly identify each partition that had a person behind it. And if she could see the aura, then this should be quite easy. Well, the psychic claimed that she saw an aura above all the partitions and that there was a person behind each partition. Of course, there wasn't. There was only 6 people behind the partitions, not the 20. The psychic didn't even seem surprised, and she consoled herself that 6 out of 20 is not bad.
It's a bit crap, really, but yeah, it's not bad.
I mean, it does. To be fair, say it only demonstrates the lack of aura reading of one particular person, not the fact that auras aren't real or anything else like that. Just this one particular person, but that's pretty.
I've just read a rather interesting thing. A synesthete, and it's saying that some people who can strongly read auras are the ones who can associate a particular colour with a particular emotion, are people who've got a mild form of autism or Asperger's, and they've done experiments with some people who've got...
Sorry.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing.
They've done experiments on people who've got mild forms of Asperger's or autism and stuff, and got them to associate emotions with colours, and then put some people standing against a white background, giving them pens, saying, all right, draw the colour that you can see around them. And when they've done it, they've asked people what sort of emotion they've been experiencing, and it's matched with the colours that these people have drawn.
That's
a bit like a savant sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there is links with autism with fantastic memories and, you know, pattern seeing and drawing and memory recall, isn't there? But
that's why I said, like, it's only what certain spectrum of the autism, or it's only a certain part of the autism spectrum, predominantly the Asperger's side.
Right. I think most people are trained from a very young age to associate emotion with colour.
Mm.
Yeah? Like, we associate red with danger, green with safety or go, don't we? Just looking at traffic lights, you know, green cross code and all that. So from a very young age, any human being is taught to associate colour with an emotion.
But my thing is if having Asperger's, because Asperger's, as you know, is to do with your emotions, yes, it is drilled into us that colours react certain things. But if you've got this thing that makes you have the wrong emotion at the wrong time, this, that, and the other, and then you sort it out via colours, because they've got this thing, does that mean that they are actually a lot more sensitive to seeing it for real, through the emotions?
No, because I would say that's a leap, because you would teach somebody in that kind of environment that kind of association.
No.
But are they not susceptible?
Hold on, Kaz, because Kaz has experience in this. Kaz?
To be fair, my son's going to be 20 next week, but my son is autistic. My son is also sensitive. But he's not been taught to associate certain colours with emotions or anything like that. But I've never actually asked him if he can see colours around people or things. So it might be worthwhile asking more.
Yeah.
And when I ask him, I will post it on page. I won't do it live on the radio because it becomes that.
No.
I will ask him and then I'll post it on the page.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That would
be interesting.
Because Warren is sensitive. Warren is quite sensitive.
We've got a painting that, you know, our late son Damien. As you know, he had Asperger's and ADHD and Christ knows what else, and they suspected autism, this, that, and the other. He did a painting once, and the lady who asked him to do the painting said, "Just paint what you see." And he did a painting with all these lines with black and green and red and yellow. And she says, "What's that?" And he said, I can remember saying it was, "Those are the colours that I see." And she said, "What do you mean?" She says, "Sometimes when I look at people, I see colours." So,
see?
You know, it may well be worth asking him. Yeah.
I will ask him. I'll ask him and see what he says.
There you go. Another first for Dark Mirror. Boom.
Gosh, we do all the firsts on the Dark Mirror, don't we? But I do think that's quite relevant. Anyway, we actually come to the end of the show on auras. That went well, guys.
Yes, we've all learnt about your penchant for hey.
We knew that anyway, I feel. Anyway, if you're a regular listener to the Dark Mirror show, I'm sure you know my penchants for things. Anyway, I'd just like to cover, before we disappear, we have a competition running on Parasearch Radio at this moment in time. It's 2 tickets for Fort Horsted, donated by Fright Nights London. It's for the 17th of March. If you're available to go to the investigation and you'd like to enter the competition, pop over to the Parasearch Radio group page on Facebook. You'll find the pinned post. It'll give you all the details there of what you need to do. So do that, definitely. The show will be... little man's come down and nicking the sellotape. What's going on upstairs is my worry now. Off track there. Go over to the group page. It'll give you all the details of what to do. You need to be sure that you can attend the investigation on the 17th. On Wednesday night, on the 14th, the draw will get pulled live on air on the Haunted History Show at 9 p.m. So go over there. We are also on Twitter, so go over and find us on Parasearch Radio over on Twitter. We are also on YouTube. All our shows get uploaded to YouTube, so if you miss any, subscribe to that channel. It will give you a notification when a new show goes up. We have a new website, guys.
Yes, we do.
We have a
Yes,
new
we do.
website that's going to be launched very, very soon, where you'll be able to see blogs that people that blog, and our presenters are going to be blogging once I've whipped them into submission. And
Yes, you told me I am. Yes.
yes, I've told them all they will have to start blogging now, which should be quite fun to read. Also, it will be featuring. It will also feature certain blogs from particular people that are regulars on Parasearch Radio, such as Ashley Nibb and Sarah Chumacero, and even the amazing Rick Hale. We will also have pages for our collaborators and our supporters of the page. So anybody that you find on Parasearch Radio, you'll be able to find their link through our website, as well as, oh my God, drum roll, everybody. No drum roll then. We are hoping to get the live feed going live on... All right, that's enough of the drum roll. Going live onto this website. As soon as it is launched, again, that will be launched all over the socials for you to go over there and have a little look. And on that note, my beautiful people, thank you so much for entertaining us in the chat room. It's been absolutely fabulous, as always. And thank you, guys. That was a great show. I loved that one. We need to do more shows like that. No aliens.
No. Well, we did, but I was going to say
you tried hard, but there was no actual alien link there.
Stop trying to get the word hard in there. I've noticed you do that every week. I've got alien, and you've got hard. I'd like to do a show on alleged conspiracy theories. I reckon that'd be quite a good one for the chat room.
Well, we actually have a conspiracy show coming up, I believe, on Wednesday evening with Mr. Sean Cadman. So you'll have to listen out for that one, I'm afraid. I know he's snarling at me now. Anyway, on Sunday, our next show is Sunday evening. Sunday evening, Claire Hinks is taking over the studio and interviewing me.
The internet completely cut out on you then. Who's interviewing you?
Claire Hinks, my co-host on a Sunday. She wants to interview me, poor woman. So she is taking over the studio on Sunday evening, and I will be talking about things that I do in a crystal way in regards to my business and the things that I do that I don't often talk about. I try and keep a sensible, sciencey kind of sciencey. I love that. Sciencey, it's a new word there. Made that right up. Sciencey kind of way on paranormal stuff. But yeah, I'll be embracing my spiritual on Sunday. And tune in 9 p.m. Spirit Dimension Sunday evening. And on that note, everybody, say good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening, everybody, and thank you for being part of it, because we wouldn't be the Dark Mirror Show without you. Thank you.
That's very, very true. And on that note, I bid you all a very farewell.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.